This is Kevin with Tech Buzz Lunch and Dinner, finally giving you a review of Little Big Planet 2 for the PS3. Now at a first glance, the game appears to be not much different from its predecessor. However, once you get far enough in the game, or you explore all the different community-created content, you'll find that it's on a completely new level. The game still has the same platforming base at its core, allowing players to run, jump, and swing through levels while avoiding different pitfalls and traps. However, the game also adds new spools that really change up gameplay, including rideable mounts like bunnies or bees, or even the ability to wear a hat that shoots cakes as a weapon. And these are just major examples taken from the main game, which are only a fraction of what can be done with the user-created content. For the most part, the game's appearance is the same as the first one, albeit with a little more detail in the characters and a lot more stuff can happen on screen. The worlds themselves, and even Sackboys, are much more customizable, thanks to a large number of items being added in this game, and the ability to import all the data you had from the first one. This gives players an absolutely massive number of options, allowing for no two worlds to really be the same at all. Now, the pre-designed main game is built well, and it does a great job of introducing players to standard platforming elements from the game before, as well as sliding them into some of the new things that can be done, such as a side-scrolling shooter or even a top-down action-style game. All of the pre-designed worlds have their own unique little twists, and each of them has been really well crafted in terms of both gameplay, visuals, and music. There's also a much more involving main storyline of the game, which, while a little awkward at times, it definitely does a good job of pulling the player in. Not to mention the main story also hosts a very interesting cast of main creators which you can see throughout the game. Now, if I have one major complaint or grievance about the game, it has to do with online multiplayer with random groups, which will almost never work. Disconnections will occur aplenty, and most of the time you'll time out before you even have a chance, which will happen really often considering that most worlds will have as few as only 20 players in each level. That being said, the game has great potential for multiplayer. It's just better done with friends over PSN or having people actually come over to play locally. Overall, Little Big Planet 2 acts a lot like one major expansion, but one that's well worth the full price of a new game. Now, I have to admit, I've never been the biggest fan of the first game, but that's not because it's bad, it's just that it's not really my cup of tea. This time around, I'm still not really sucked into the creation side of things, but I find myself exploring other players' worlds a lot more, and I'm quite surprised with some of the things they've been able to do. The game is well worth purchasing for anyone who is a fan of the first game, and even if you were only remotely interested before or weren't entirely turned on by the idea, it's much more fun this time around, and even worth it even if you're not into creating stuff, because now you can just explore all the different things the community's done. That's our review for Little Big Planet 2. I'm Kevin for TLD Today. Thanks for watching.